You talk about herd immunity. This has become somewhat of a buzzword. Anybody who mentions the fact that we need herd immunity, whether it's natural or artificial, is brushed to the side as someone who does not care about lives. Explain how important this is to us.
Oh, yes, this is really a critical thing to understand. The way people respond to an infection from a virus is that each person generates antibodies. And then when enough people have antibodies, you have blocked the network of sort of contagiousness, particularly blocking it to vulnerable people. So that's actually the reason why we want wide population based vaccines, because that generates antibodies in a lot of people and sets up a blockage of the contagiousness. That's exactly why the scientists today are excited about a potential treatment, which is to take the serum, the serum from someone who's had the infection with COVID 19, and then take that serum, which contains the antibodies generated by those patients, and give it to other people to protect them. So while we do not know that every single thing about the virus, while we do not know for sure that the antibodies are protective, it is unexpected if they're not. It's expected they're protective. And this is fundamental virology and immunology, including decades of knowledge about the family of viruses we're talking about here, coronaviruses. Generally speaking, a coronavirus, if you can look it up in the virology books, is a respiratory virus, and the antibodies that are generated in these people serve as protective for about a year or so. In fact, if I can go on, it's great news that half the people that get the virus are asymptomatic because they have antibodies. And we see the good news in New York City. The recent testing of antibodies, as you sort of alluded to, showed that a high percentage of New Yorkers, 20+% of people in New York City, have antibodies. Now that's really far higher than people thought, and actually that was muted. That number is smaller than it would have been if we would not have had total person isolation. So the point is, if you lock people down and have no human interaction, it is impossible to set up herd immunity, which is the most available way right now to stop the chain of infection toward vulnerable people.